All right, welcome to the week, everyone. Here with Angela Marie from Grounded Dreamers. I'm Maria, and our week of Thanksgiving, November 21st, for our reading at the well. So let's pause to just take a moment to feel into how you're doing in this moment. Just breathing in, connecting inside, and just finding a word or a phrase to capture how you're feeling in this moment. Mine is centering into this week. So centering. And then we'll go ahead and go into the reading.
Okay. So perfect timing with this reading. We've had the last couple of weeks be sort of an excavation into what's going on deeper within us, letting that stuff come up, being with it, letting things transition away. Now, where are we? Right? Now we start the week off with nurturance, restore your balance,
Mm.
find your center again, get yourself back to you, your self-care comes into play.
Mm.
I pulled clear and shield your energy, and there's ways, different ways to do that. You could look it up online. There's different methods you can do, whatever resonates for you, but it's basically clearing out your energy and then creating a protective energetic protective barrier so that your your empowerment is still intact and no one can really penetrate that. I got grounding, time for deepening, for a rooting, get into what is right for you, especially with this week coming up with Thanksgiving. And we've got, it's easy to become ungrounded in some family situations during these holidays. And we're wanting to make sure we're prepared for that.
Can you
I
show that?
got
I'm sorry to interrupt. Can you just show that card again? Because I just saw something in it that was really
feel
powerful.
like
I just noticed how the roots are shielded. Under the earth, they're shielded, like you were just talking about in terms of shielding energetically.
with
Do you see that?
light. Yeah, they're kind of
Yeah,
mirroring and then, yeah, they're shielded. Yeah.
I love
And
that.
then, you see light emanating up for here, but it's always held down. And that, yeah, it's held down with this light.
Yeah, with
It's
that
nice.
container
Yeah.
of light. Yeah, I love that. Sort of aligns with that shielding for
Keep
protection.
that. Yeah. You want, both ends to be active, the grounding and the crown. So that there's breath in there in between, and it's rooted firmly in space, in place. I got stillness, which is, this is the opportunity. Once you're grounded, now you've got the water. This is water is our emotions and our feelings, and making sure as we ground that we're allowing what we feel to be there. It
Mm.
doesn't have to come up like an uprising or anything, just allowing it to be there. That's that stillness.
Mm.
There's an accepting quality there to what is there. And then I got meditate. This is Siddhartha, it's Buddha himself.
Mm.
As we're in our stillness, grounded stillness, meditate. It's like, that's like a perfect template for this.
Mm.
Then this next part, I love this last three cards because I got yes.
Mm.
So this is say yes to yourself.
Mm.
Yes to yourself, especially in this week we're in, where it's kind of easy to, jump off of what's right for us and try to serve and whatever, show up in a different way for others because that's what they expect and whatever. But instead, we want to stay grounded, centered, and in touch with what it is we need and say yes to that. And then we have love. This is our self-love coming through. This is our all that empowerment that we ended up in our shield that we kept. Now you get to live in it. Now you get to feel that fullness of what is right for you.
Yeah, and
Then
blooming
it
self-love
ends with
too. Those were roses coming out of her heart chakra. Blooming
yes,
self-love. I love
yes,
that.
yes, for sure. And then see her crown chakra, how it's
Mhm.
receiving too, Re- you know, gathering her energies and then staying open to the divine. And then all that light that was in her crown chakra gets to explode out and we have fun. Now we're in our full spirit of who we are and we get to express that with joy. And because we grounded, shielded, and cleared, we get to express that with joy, without really any worry about what others are expecting from us or what they're needing. It's just a time for joy and self-care, self-love.
Mm. Yeah, breathing in. Let's take a moment to pause with this. Really feel into the tree element, connecting to the earth element, calling in space, and the water element, the stillness of the water element. And again, calling in space. Pausing to be with that yes to loving ourselves enough to be with what we need. Balancing that, of course, with our environment and others, but really rooting and anchoring within ourselves and coming from that place. And really imagining what that kind of energy of playfulness could mean for you, really taking a moment to envision what that kind of lightness of being, of playfulness could be for you, could allow for you. Yeah. And let's move into the second half of the reading.
So this next half, I'm loving all the imagery. There's like we had before with the love card, we had the blooms that Maria pointed out. The next card is a blossoming meadow. This is vulnerability. This is now that we've sort of radiated from our heart, and we're grounded and centered, and we're radiating out. We could still have moments where we don't feel fully grounded, fully secure, maybe in those, in the real life moments that happen during holidays, and, families and their judgments come at us, which is natural. We gather closely and then everybody gets to exchange, their ideas, and they're not always aligned. But that vulnerability is an opportunity to breathe it in and be with it, because the response to that, the next card that comes, is again the water and turning in. This reminds me of that lake card again. So now this is, if you see these figures above her head, they're haunting, they're like wanting to penetrate her energetic shield, field, and she's like, nah, here I am, I'm going deeper. You can stay up there with all your battling, but I'm going to go deeper into my feelings.
Yeah. Into stillness, into her stillness, the stillness card from before. Yeah.
The depth of that stillness. And then I got, given this little bit of vulnerability here, it's interesting how it transitioned into the next couple cards. I got the answers you need are coming. This is full moon. So this is things coming to culmination. So whether or not this is to do with your family, or this is a personal, I need self-care, I need to get myself restore my balance now. The next steps, how to proceed from here, are waiting for you. And then I got right. So, and that's another full moon, if you see that. So this is getting whatever's come up in this vulnerable, or in the stillness, or in this whole process, taking that energy and putting it out onto a neutral source, which is a piece of paper. I was, journaling. It could be, writing notes to people, creating just a short story for yourself, whatever. But mostly I think of journaling, and I think of making sure to use a pen to paper, because that's moving the energy from your body into that neutral source. And it's a way to express some of what might be going on. From there, I got insight. So the clarity might start coming more once this vulnerability stuff is cleared through the writing. Then the clarity comes. So, okay, here's my direction. Here's what I'm going to step into next. And I pulled new moon,
Mm,
is new beginnings, a promising new day, promising new phase.
mm,
You know, maybe this is in your family interactions and you're showing up in a new way
mm.
because you're grounded, because you're centered, you're coming from love. Maybe you're showing up in a new way and you get to hold that and be that in the old setting, but in a new way.
Yeah.
Um, and then I got awakening, live in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're feeling that freedom again. It reminds me of that playfulness card again, because there's a lightness now coming through.
Yeah.
And then another full moon here is birth.
Birth. Mm-hmm.
Newness has shown up now.
Yeah.
And it could be just in your own energy. There's a newness there. You've given
Mm-hmm.
birth to a new you and a new way of being
Being.
um, just in this world and
Mm.
perhaps around your family too. So
Right.
it depends on what's going on for you and your family. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
love it. There's a
and the element of what? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
well, I was just going to say there's a flourishing
Hmm.
of of good vibes coming through, and you can
Yes.
take that energy, you can follow that energy, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I was thinking too about the water element coming through all the way to the rebirth, right? Of course, water breaking allows for the birth to come, and it really that water element supporting through this whole journey today is really profound. Of course, also the earth element there as well. Um, and I've seen the word insight and said the word insight a gazillion times in my life, and for whatever reason in this moment I just saw it in a new way, right? Insight, right? Going inside and perceiving from within what's there. And it's coming through today's reading through the stillness, through the roots in the space and then the writing. It's coming through in so many different ways. So in order for us to be that new in our environments, we really need to be that within ourselves in our own system. That's really the yes, I think, that we're saying yes to, which allows us to be that newness in our environments, from there. So yeah, it's so funny how you see a word a million times and then you see it in a new way. So let's be with this. Just invite everybody to close your eyes and breathe, and just invite your intention for this week to emerge from within. And just listening from within to what comes through, and say yes to that, anchoring that intention, and then taking a moment to make a wish to offer into the well. And so it is. Thank you so much, as usual.